What's going on, guys? Matt here and welcome to my fragrance obsession. I am going to dwell into the house of Geoffrey Beene, and this just so happens to be one of the most famous fragrances for men ever made. Literally. Grey Flannel. Now, this scent came out in 1975 and it actually won the Fifi Award in 1976. This fragrance basically has an acquired taste. There's no doubt about it. If you're into your classic scents, you will definitely love this fragrance. However, if you're not into those fragrances and say you like the 1 Millions, the Invictus, Armani Code, a lot of up-to-date fragrances, you're basically not gonna like this fragrance. Now, I picked this up for about 10 bucks from Ross, which I think is a pretty good price considering this is a 120 ml. This fragrance does actually come in various different sizes. Personally, I think this is a perfect size, though I have seen it in smaller bottles, but I think that this is a good size. Sometimes you can buy this fragrance in its original box, sometimes you can buy it in its own little pouch, sometimes it comes in its own bag, which I think is a nice little feature. Recently, I've seen so many people on YouTube, mainly reviewers, talking about this fragrance and making videos called the Grey Flannel Challenge. Now, I've watched a few of them, and personally I think it's really unfair the way people are treating this fragrance. Yes, it may not have a pleasant smell, but it's timeless, and when it first came out, people loved it. I mean, come on, it didn't win an award for no reason. This fragrance is no doubt very strong, it's very heady, but it came from a decade where fragrances were like that. I mean, that's the thing we have to pay attention to. This fragrance came from a time where fragrances were super strong, where they intended to make men smell like real men. We don't get fragrances like that anymore. So yeah, this fragrance has definitely gone through a few bottle designs. This is the bottle design of today's generation. I don't think it's changed that much, but I really like this bottle design. We get this green glass, we get Grey Flannel, Eau de Toilette, Geoffrey Beene, New York, Paris underneath there. And we get some things on the bottom here. It's made by Elizabeth Arden Fragrances, so EA Fragrances Cooperation Distribution New York. Yeah. And here's what your box looks like. Pretty much standard box, it's grey, still got the price tag on there, I know, forgive me. Geoffrey Beene, Grey Flannel, Eau de Toilette, all that usual stuff, and this is 120 ml, making it a 4 fluid ounce. So yeah. Now, let's talk about the notes for this fragrance and the smell. I'm going to spray some on here. Sprayer is excellent for this juice, but I will say this, when you first apply it, don't overspray because it is a very strong fragrance and one spray is enough and it'll be there for quite a while, okay? Now, in terms of the opening for this fragrance, in the top notes, you get violet, lemon, orange, petitgrain, and galbanum. So to me, this fragrance opens up very powdery, it's very soapy. Get a ton of violet, absolutely the first note you smell. We do get a little bit of lemon, it is a little bit refreshing, but in general this is a very powdery green smell. The opening may put a lot of you guys at smelling risk, if you like. I think this is a very strong smell to the point where if you have a headache and you smell it, it is definitely going to make your headache worse, so just go easy on it. But like I said, an acquired taste, without a doubt. If you love this fragrance, you have to love the opening, there's no doubt about it. So yes, we get a ton of violet. The violet is the first thing you smell. The lemon note is pretty refreshing. I mean, it's not completely like a watery lemon. This one is more pretty much just your standard powdery lemon smell. Orange, I don't really get an orange, but I do get a zestiness from the lemon, which is already pretty powerful. Petitgrain, not so much, but galbanum, yes I do. It keeps green, it keeps powdery. It's got that barbershop vibe, I think. If you would associate this smell with barbershops in the 1960s, 1970s, it's definitely got that vibe to it. In terms of the middle notes, we get clary sage, rose, and geranium. After this fragrance has been on my skin for about 2 hours, We do get a lot of sage, we do get a lot of rose, and we do also get a lot of geranium. It pretty much smells to me like a big flower bomb. It smells like a bouquet of flowers, a lot of white flowers. We do also get a lot of rose, but I don't know why, but I get a lot, and I mean a lot, of iris. I don't know if this is something that a lot of people have picked up on, but I do get a very strong iris note. And of course, iris is one of those notes that gets associated in, Dior Homme by Christian Dior for being that sort of lipstick smell. In this, it's not really like that. It's more like a powdery, just floral iris. It's pretty good though. I do really like this. In terms of the rose, very traditional, old-fashioned rose smell, very pleasant. Geranium, very herbal, very green. That's the thing with this fragrance, it keeps green until it pretty much turns into a skin scent, so if you're into your green smells, you'll like this one. And in terms of the base notes, we get oak moss, sandalwood, cedarwood, and tonka bean. So this fragrance on my skin probably lasts about 10 hours. No joke. Very strong fragrance. Sillage on this fragrance is absolutely fantastic. From the first initial spray, it pretty much smells so bold, so strong that you can smell it from a few feet away. And in terms of the dry down, I do get a very soft, sort of leathery smell. I do get a lot of moss, a lot of oak moss. Sandalwood, without a doubt, keeps its woody base. Cedarwood, it is a little bit sweet, again, keeping with that woody base with the sandalwood. And the tonka bean, I do get a bit of a creaminess from it. Yeah, I wouldn't really exactly call it like a vanilla, but tonka bean is the exact sort of smell for this. It's very woody, it's very bold, but it keeps its creaminess, and I definitely do like that about the dry down in this fragrance. And a lot of people have said that they hate the dry down in this scent. They say that it smells very sickly and just downright awful. I don't see all the hate for this fragrance. To me, I can understand why people don't like it to a certain extent. It's definitely not the worst smell out there. I've smelled terrible fragrances compared to this. This one just needs to be accepted, and I think it just needs to be appreciated for its age, its intention. Yeah, it's an old scent, it's a strong scent, but for those of people out there who love their strong scents, they're gonna love it, so who cares? That's what I always say. So guys, thank you so much for watching my review for the infamous Grey Flannel by Geoffrey Beene. This fragrance came out in 1975, and it's a very green, woody fragrance. Definitely for those people who are into the classic genre. Then again, if you're wanting to explore a different genre, say if you're into today's fragrances and you want to try something, it's cheap enough to go out and buy. You can find this in TJ Maxx, Ross, and all the discounters for fairly cheap. I would highly recommend checking it out, seriously. It ain't bad what a lot of people are talking about. Just give it a try, see what you think. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Keep smelling good, and have a wonderful evening. And bye-bye for now.